I just wanted to pop in today and talk to you about something. Maybe it's a decision that we are making and we don't even realize we're making it, and it can actually affect our bottom line. So what I want to talk to you about today is, are you presenting what your prospects actually need? And every day we make decisions, and we make those decisions based on our thoughts and our reasonings, and after we do that, we make our decision. But I think one of the biggest decisions, or actually mistake, that we make is, as business owners, is that many times we'll actually make the decision for our client or our prospect, instead of letting them make the decision themselves. We do that based on what we think that we know about our market and our ideal clients, and what they want, and most specifically based on what we think that they can afford. And during my 30 years in dentistry as an office manager and as a financial coordinator, I saw so many dentists who would literally make the decision for their patients in their presentations for treatments. And the dentist, did this with the best intentions in mind for their patients. And what would they do? Instead of giving the patient all the treatment options, including the more costly ones, the dentist would look at the patient and then think, the doctor would think that they could not afford such and such, and so they would give them maybe the second option or third option, one that was less expensive based on what the doctor thought. And he made the decision for the patient instead of presenting all the treatment options to the patient. Now, these were all good treatment options. Bear in mind, these were all good treatment options, but some were better than others. And by that same token, I think that in fact, I know that I have worked for and I have seen doctors who listened to the patient, who also looked at what was needed once they took their x-rays and everything and did their exam. They looked at treatment options and gave them all of the options, and then they let the patient choose the ones that they wanted. This was because they wanted the patient to know all of the options. We can't make that decision for them. We don't always know what they want and what they can actually afford. And sometimes it can actually be the same. Sometimes they can want the best treatment and they will find a way to afford it. And guess what? Most of the time, the patients chose the higher priced treatment options because the patient listened to the dentist to give all the options for treatment. And then the patient made the decision based on knowing all of the facts. Now, as business owners, coaches, consultants, speakers, and so forth, we do the same thing? Many times in our presentations and closings, we think, well, they won't choose this package or that program because it's too much, so I'll downgrade the price, or I'll offer them something that's maybe just a little less expensive. And what have we done? We've made the decision for the prospective client. That offer we didn't present could have been exactly what that person needed, and maybe even what they were actually looking for and would have paid for. And instead, we offered them something of lesser value that the prospect may or may not have needed or have been looking for. Either way, we lost, and worse, we actually did a disservice to our prospect. If the prospect chooses to go with the lesser program and work with you, the prospect still isn't getting what he wanted or fully wants. If the prospect chooses to go with the lesser program and work with you, the prospect still isn't getting what he fully wants. They may not choose to work with you because they want the higher end product, and you didn't present that to them. And the prospect will sign with the person who did offer it to them. So we have to really think about what we're doing and how we do things, because if we present those lesser options, sometimes, as I just said, sometimes that's not what the patient's looking, or the client's looking for, and they won't sign on with you because you're not offering them what they really and truly want. And after listening to your prospect, And the key there is listening. Always, always, always present your very best options to your prospect based on what you are hearing that they need. Never, 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 never let price be your determining factor in what you offer your prospects. Let it be their choice and their decision, not yours. We can always offer something of a lesser option if they voice that that's what they need. But after hearing what you present to them, starting with the best offer per their needs, always let it be your prospect's decision on what program, product, or service that they need from you, not yours. Here's a simple action step you can take. Pay attention to how you're presenting to your prospects when it comes time to offer them an option to work with you when you're doing your closing conversations. See if you're making the mistake of making the decision for your clients as you talk with them and as you see what they're willing to pay or when they work with you. Then if you are, determine how you'll change your presentations or your closings for what your prospects need and let your prospects make those decisions. If you'd like to talk about your business or you're looking for some help, I'd really like to invite you to schedule a complimentary business strategy session call. Now, many times after our talk, you'll actually receive at least one strategy that you can implement immediately after getting off the call. And to schedule that, it's very simple. Just go to www.livymatthews.com/strategy. Again, that's Livy, Livie, LivyMatthews.com/strategy. Talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.